What's up, Beach Park District 3? Welcome back to an episode of Beyond the Bell podcast. You may notice that the studio is a little bit different. It's my truck. And it's my truck because we have a very special guest that I'm thrilled to introduce to you today. She is going to host with me our HR in the car. And C.A.R is an acronym for Community Appreciation and Recognition. Today's guest, Mrs. Bettina Golwitzer, is a resident of Beach Park District 3 for 20 years. And not only is she a resident, she has 2 BP3 alumni students. And the best part of this, so no pressure on me, is that she is currently a sitting Board of Education member. Mrs. Golwitzer, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm amazing, and thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
I know. It's like nerve-wracking, right? Isn't it? I know.
A little. Not at all.
So I know you've taken some time to do this with me, and you're going to share with our community. I want to say thank you and show you some gratitude. I would like to take you for a special treat somewhere. So where would you like to go?
I mean, Starbucks?
Starbucks? All right, Starbucks. I'm going to put the car in drive.
Perfect.
Here we go. You got your seatbelt on. How's your day today?
Good. So
one thing that I didn't mention to our audience is that this is kind of an HR to HR interview today because you're an HR professional as well.
Yeah.
How long you been in HR?
24 years.
24 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say always changing and very different than it was in the early 2000s. But yeah, it's good.
24 years.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going in my 3rd year. So is it safe to say that you're just a phone call away if I needed you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Always.
So let's start it out. You've been in Beach Park for 20 years. What brought you to Beach Park and what's kept you there for 2 decades?
Well, I will say we had a family member who lived in the subdivision where we moved. We were looking for a house, and then really the schools have kept us. We originally looked at moving after about 5 years, but our kids love the schools. We love the schools. The community has been amazing, and we have had no interest in moving. So we have stayed and loved it.
I often hear people say that they move into cities based on the district, based on the school for their kids. I heard you say that was a deciding factor. And was it because of the service the district provided you as a parent, or was it just that your kids loved going to school in Beach Park? Both?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and we loved, at Oakcrest specifically, our kids knew people that weren't just their teachers. There were people that they never had any involvement with that knew them, and they, not because they were in trouble, but because, I mean, just to clarify that point.
Yeah.
But because they cared about them and they cared about the school community, and that was awesome. So, we'd run into them at Target, we'd run into them at school events, and they would ask how they were doing, and it was just amazing. So
your children went to what schools?
Oakcrest and the middle school.
Okay.
Beach Park Middle School. And we absolutely, after 5 years, we were originally thinking we would move to it from our starter home to another home, but we wanted to stay because we had such a great experience, and our kids actually begged, like, please do not move from where we are. So,
is there a staff member, someone that sticks out to you either for both of your children or 2 different staff members who really you want to give a shout out to? I know it's a lot of pressure you've had. With all those years, you've had so many teachers.
Gosh, I really, it would be tough to name just 1 or 2 people because I would want to name so many. So, I mean, the different clubs, the different things that they were involved in, all of the teachers and staff were just incredible. I would name all of them.
That's a really great answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer for everyone listening.
It's very true. They were all just so amazing, from the main teachers to their specials teachers, just all of them.
How does the professional background in HR influence your view as your role on the school board? And do you see district challenges through like an HR lens?
I would say yes. I think being in HR, you look at things with the perspective of people, and that people are at the center of everything. So generally,
yes.
So I think that I want to look at things from a school board perspective and say, how does this impact our teachers, our staff, our students, the community, so all of those different people, and how can we make this a better experience for them? How can we help with the development of our staff? Looking at things from that lens. And not just you're looking at it from a business or financial aspect as well, but not just that piece of it. So
yeah,
we might have to scratch part of that. I don't know.
Or we keep it. You were appointed to the Board of Education this year? 2025?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
June of 2025.
It's a really big commitment to serve on the Board of Ed. And what was the specific instance that sparked you saying, now is the time for me to serve on the Board of Ed?
Nothing specific. I will say I've had interest before, but I really wanted to have a little distance from my kids being directly in the school district, but still have that experience of being a parent, having been a volunteer, knowing what the schools are about, and be able to provide that knowledge and expertise. And so I wanted to do that, but I didn't want to have the, I guess, direct
That's a board member
conflict.
student?
Yeah.
Were you fearful that maybe your children would be treated differently because you were a staff member or a
Yes.
board member?
Yes, or I would have specific interests because of my kids being involved in certain things, or and I wanted to have that clear perspective. So
We're rolling up on Starbucks right now. This is the funny thing about this, and I've already learned this lesson, is that when you go to Starbucks and you shoot this episode on your phone, you don't have the Starbucks app.
Oh,
Isn't that funny?
no.
You got the app?
Yeah.
Okay, you're not paying though.
No,
I want to
I'm
make sure
good.
you get some
I got
stars.
it. No. Here, I'll pay right here.
No, you're not going to pay.
No.
I'm sorry. 1 second, please. Thank you.
Venti iced green tea.
All right.
That is a unique challenge, though.
You know, if the host was better prepared,
No.
he'd have 2 phones or carry around the actual
Just-
card, right? That you'd be farted.
That's true.
All right, so we got a second here, and I like to use the drive-through for some fun questions. So let me dig deep into the archives of what I come up with. Are you ready for this?
I think so.
Okay, Beach Park's a hidden gem. You've been around for 20 years. I'm sure our audience would be intrigued as to what's the hidden gem no one knows about.
So I don't know. I feel like people might know about this one, but I would say Kim's Cleaners, maybe.
Okay.
And maybe they know, but Kim's Cleaners at the corner of Wadsworth and Lewis.
Is this the cleaner that is next to Subway?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so
Correct.
everyone in our district eats at Subway.
Yeah. Right. And so Kim's does a lot for the schools. Like they clean all of our band uniforms. They deliver. They're amazing. But they also do some awesome dry cleaning and alterations. So
I had no idea.
they're fabulous and awesome service too. So
All right, we're gonna
it's a family owned.
We're gonna let Kim's Cleaners know that they got a shout out on Beach Park on the Bell.
They're-
All right, I love this. It's a walk up song. So you're walking into a board meeting, and it's a big vote, and there's all this pressure on you. What's your walk up song?
I have trouble choosing this, but I'm gonna say Smash Mouth, I'm a Believer. It's super upbeat, positive. I feel like it's inclusive. People know it from Shrek. So I'm gonna say that.
I was just gonna ask you
Yeah.
from Shrek. Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, fantastic. That's a good one. First job that you worked. Go way back.
I cleaned hotel rooms
You've cleaned hotel rooms.
at the
Wow.
Quality Inn.
Okay, hotel to HR.
Yes. So
Wow.
yeah, it was a pretty gross job, to be honest. But I learned a lot. So, I mean, I made beds, I cleaned toilets, but I also learned that I had to get a lot done in a short period of time. You had a productivity goal and you had to get a certain number of rooms cleaned. Attendance was important because if you called in or someone else did, there's a lot of work to get done. Also,
Wow.
A difference could be made with something as small as a towel or shampoo,
Yeah.
or, it was very important. Also, I would never leave a hotel room the way that some people did. So I learned a lot about all of those
Etiquette.
things. So yes.
Does it change
absolutely.
the way when you go to a hotel now and you stay in a hotel? Is your perspective completely changed?
Yes, the garbage always goes in the can, and you have to make sure that it's tidy before you go.
All right. Best concert you've ever been to?
I struggle with this one. I think
You can say more than one.
So I think I've only been to 3 concerts or 4, I guess.
Okay.
So the first one I ever went to was the Michael Jackson World Tour. Second
Hey, hang on.
was
The actual Michael Jackson?
so
Yeah.
like,
Hey, all right.
like
You're making them count.
like 1986, and then
Where was that?
in St. Louis. So then Justin Timberlake, Pink, and then recently we went to the New Kids on the Block, Salt and Peppa, the comeback tour. So of all of those, I would probably say Pink was my favorite because she does some really amazing acrobatics, but it's really hard to pick.
Did you bring your
Um,
children to NKO TV?
We took my niece.
Okay.
It was her first concert. My kids did not. So
What a classic boy band.
yeah, they were pretty good.
I would think so.
Debbie Gibson was there. and
Gosh, that's a throwback.
it was pretty great.
I love that. Are you currently watching anything on TV? You binging anything? Or is it both through podcasts? Or what are you into?
A little bit of everything. I mean,
Okay.
I like a good documentary. I mean, I will admit I watched The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Okay. Yeah. My wife is so on that right now. In fact, it's like right in the middle of a season, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah, season 3 just came out. Yeah.
we had the board meeting last night, and I was like, "So, what are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm watching my shows." I said, "Oh, you're watching your shows? What shows you watch?" And she's like, "The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives." I said, "What? You're watching that without me?" I do it but I found that my wife watches these shows, and that she watches them when I'm around, and I don't pay attention to them initially, and then you get hooked just by being in the room.
Yes.
And then she watches them when I'm not there, and I've missed an episode or two, and I'm like, "Yo, you can't watch that without me." And she goes, "All you do is tease me about this shows."
Yes. Yeah.
Are you living that same thing with your husband at home?
Yeah. He does not care for that particular show, but when that came out last year,
Oh,
that's a show that we were watching.
I'm just wondering if my life is so much different than any other married couple's life when it comes to TV like that.
I'm also really good at falling asleep when I turn TV on. So we'll turn on a series and then for example, that one, and then I fall right to sleep, and then he ends up watching it. So, um,
That's awesome.
and then he wants to know about, why he knows all the details
Yeah.
of what's going on with
Okay.
the Mormon wives. So
I know everyone at home right now can relate to this. This is the real life stuff. This is happening in every home across America.
it's true. Yeah,
Okay.
so
Oh my goodness. Oh, you're delightful. Oh my goodness. We're gonna get back to questions. The volunteer spirit. Before you were on the board, you were heavily involved in school activities, and you mentioned it a little bit ago with your kids. What was your favorite volunteer role or event that you helped with, and why'd you enjoy it so much?
I have a hard time deciding on that as well. I really enjoyed working with the band boosters, PTSO, all of those. I think the band trips were very fun, band camp, Destination Imagination. Choosing one is very difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, getting to know the kids better was always an amazing part of that. And then getting to know the teachers and the parents and all. So
Did your kids have a favorite one? Activity?
I don't know that they did.
No.
I think that each one's a little bit unique. I think that going to globals for Destination Imagination was obviously a very fun and
Yeah.
doesn't happen all the time. Band camp is very fun, and the band trips also a really great time. So probably one of those things, but
I think that, as you say that, I'm reflecting on my childhood and the things that I was involved in. I was in band, and Dr. Wilcox is very much building these core memories, right?
yeah.
And band was like, I'm very grateful to have been in band. I loved it. I was in marching band, summer band, concert, symphonic, jazz. I was in all the bands. And I mean, first you make great friends in band, but they also did have some of the best trips. The boosters were fantastic, and you promoted the band boosters, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, did the fundraising. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Since you joined the board in June, what's one thing that you learned about the district and how it runs that completely surprised you?
I would say, gosh, there's a lot more behind the scenes that I think people don't even realize. I knew there was a lot that happened, and being married to an educator, I know a lot about education. Having volunteered, I knew a lot about education, but I did not know about all of the other moving parts. And there are so many people that do incredible things. Your job, a lot of the other directors and staff, and there are so many different things that are going on that I think people don't even realize. And a lot of that it's pretty amazing. The things that keep things going day to day, and it's a lot. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you personally. Thank you so much for being on it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, it is,
absolutely.
I would say it's not it's a thankless job in that, you don't get paid for being on the Board of Education, but we are very grateful for our board. I'm
Yeah.
so grateful for you and for everybody that serves on it. At the end of the day, all those things that you mentioned that go into making the district run truly does fall on your shoulders. That you collectively sit together, the seven of you, and you make these decisions about how we get to move forward as a district. And everyone I've talked with so far and beyond the bell, the people that have spent time with me in the podcast have just really glowed about just how the direction the district's moving in and how much fun it is to work in an atmosphere that seems to be really driven by like a family atmosphere. You mentioned a goal of fostering an environment where individuals can thrive. Like from an HR perspective, what does a thriving culture look like to you?
Sure. I think it's something where people, feel included. They feel part of a team. They are able to be their true selves. I think it's what Beach Park is right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it
I feel
truly is.
that.
And I think that Dr. Wilcox has done an amazing job to foster that environment, but I think that the entire team really works together to do that. But I think that really the environment is something that everyone plays a piece into, because it's not something that one person does alone. One person can't create that environment. It's something that everyone does together. So, um, you know, someone doesn't just come along and say like, well, I'm going to make this inclusive today. That's not
Yeah.
something that you can do as
Yeah.
HR.
Yeah.
Like everyone makes the rest of the team feel included and makes the group a thriving environment. You don't just do that, off the cuff. It's not a one-time thing. It's a everyday process. So
Yeah. Sometimes there can be a perceived gap between the boardroom and the classroom and the people, the troops on the ground. In consideration of that, do you have a specific goal or objective to bridge the gap or the connection between what happens on the board and what happens with our daily staff? And maybe I'm thinking about the board meeting last night. Like, we've never had more people come to our board meetings in the last 2 months.
yeah, it's been amazing to see the number of people there. And I I think it's awesome to see the recognition, the um uh, that we are providing that the teacher recognition, the family recognition. It's not just to one group, and to our paraprofessionals. All different groups are receiving recognition, and it's really amazing. And I think our whole district is realizing like it goes both directions
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
if someone has an idea or a mission, it seems that people are more open to suggest that, versus maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, where people may have said like, I'm not going to suggest that because it's not my place. But it's definitely more open, and I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So
No, I totally agree. It just kind of goes back to last night's meeting. Just it's fresh, but the recognition, it goes a long way. And you know what I'm noticing about the recognition is that it's not just the people being recognized coming to the district meeting. Our staff, the people being recognized, they're bringing their families,
yes,
which
and friends.
in the
Yeah,
friends,
yeah,
yeah. And what's even I think more impactful for me as I sit in the audience with the other directors, what I'm seeing is that they're bringing other staff. The people that they work with are coming to support them because they know they're getting a recognition.
yes,
It didn't exist when I taught in Beach Park,
yes,
right?
yeah,
And so to have my teammates come and say, "Hey, man, we're just here for you
yeah,
because this is a big deal."
yeah,
It's such a cool thing.
yeah. It was very impressive to see, and it's growing. It's every month it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's fabulous to see. So can't wait to see what it grows into.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome to be a part of it.
So as a board member, a newly elected board member, but more importantly, a parent and a community member, what's one thing that you want to convey to our families, the people who are listening, to know about the heart of our district, where it's at right now?
Gosh, I mean, I really think that the people are the heart of our district, if if you will. Our volunteers, our teachers, our students, they really are the heart of the district. I would encourage people, if they don't see that, to come out to the schools and volunteer. And if it's something that they feel like they don't have time for, just start small. Volunteer for one event. You don't have to
Yeah.
commit to a whole year. Just one small event, and really see that in action. And I think you will truly feel that too.
You mentioned just one event, something small, and I think people do. I've heard it. I think people do feel as though there's this large commitment. Either I'm in all the way or I'm not. But I can attest to, like, we have so many events. We have literacy night, math night, we have family night out, we have celebrations, we have PBIS, we've got multiple events, the musicals, we've got all the band stuff, we have community of character, what has been our multicultural event. All those need volunteers for just an hour.
Yeah.
Like 1 hour. Is there anything I'm missing that you would say, hey, here's a great thing to get involved in that is very little work, but it's an impact?
Oh gosh, I think you have those all covered. But yeah, it's true. Just a small thing, or donating, or asking the classrooms, to say, what can I help with? All of those are opportunities, and it gives you a closer connection to your school, and whether it's elementary, the middle school, whatever it may be. And it really helps you see that spirit is.
You served on the PTO. Do you want to talk about what that service is like?
Yeah, I would say that, it's awesome to be able to connect with the teachers, and it looks a little different from the elementary to the middle school for
Okay.
sure. At Oakcrest, you are working with probably all of the teachers. And at the middle school, you're more serving with, some meals and things like that, helping to chaperone dances, helping to plan events. And at the elementary school level, it is events and things of that nature, but it's a smaller scale than the middle school. All of those events cost money and fundraising looks different. And at the elementary level, you have a different way to fundraise because you can do things like a jump event at Launch Trampoline or some other things that you may not find as much success with at the middle school.
Right.
Although I hear that they've had some great success at the middle school this last year with that event. But
Good.
but you have a different type of engagement with middle school, and you can't always get 100% participation with 700 or 800 kids like you can at a 300-person school.
Yeah.
So I will say working with PTSO was a great opportunity to connect with teachers, with other parents, and to try to understand more about how everything works. And I think it's, again, very eye-opening to see kind of the behind the curtain, if you will.
Yeah.
So
For sure. You're out in the world, your neighborhood. You're in Beach Park and you say, hey, I live in Beach Park. What's the thing about our community that you're the most proud of?
Our schools, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, the teachers, our staff, everyone in our schools. I don't think that there's anything else that it's truly our schools. Yeah. 100%.
So what's a trend that you see coming in the workforce that you think education needs to get ready for?
I think AI for sure.
Yeah.
There's some pieces with that making sure that our students have the resources, our teachers have the resources to work with that effectively. I know that sometimes that can be a scary word, both in the workplace and education, because there are things that AI can do that allow for dishonesty, but it can also be an awesome tool, and it's coming whether we like it or not. So I think making sure that we're ready for it. And then just also the resilience piece, the problem solving, because we can rely on AI, but we also have to know how to solve problems. I think that that's one part of, fortunately, that could be the double-edged sword of relying on AI too much and not, knowing how to solve problems when they arise.
Yeah, there's no way out of it right now, right? I mean, that's the future. And learn how to regulate that kind of information. It's always going to have a human element to it.
Yes.
What's a philosophy on handling conflict or disagreements in a healthy way? Something that you could give to our audience, whether they be parents or they be coworkers.
Always approaching it in a calm way and trying to look at both perspectives, listening first before making any judgment or making any decision about it, but listening to both parties first. I think that that's important. I will think conflict resolution is probably something that happens often and people don't agree. And they may never agree, but I think trying to find some sort of common ground and finding a way to be able to work together is important, but not making snap judgments and listening in a calm and in a way that is emotionless if at all possible. So
yeah, would you say maintaining empathy for the other?
Yes, yeah,
right?
yeah,
But not getting wrapped up in the emotion of the
situation of
It's
whatever
difficult
is
to do.
absolutely, because a lot of times the heart element of it, you're swayed a certain way, but you have to try to keep that out of it and say, okay, this is the situation, and look at both pieces evenly and go from there.
What's one thing that you would want teachers and support staff to know about Bettina the person, not just the title of board member?
I mean, again, I'm a parent. I've been a volunteer. I'm always here to listen, and I've been in the community for a long time, and I would love to know more about your perspectives and what you need.
Do you think that there's a way to mitigate or navigate just the perception of board members? How do you change that? Because even myself, when you work at the district, you have a title and you get, not that you're put in a box, but there's intimidation there. And what do you think alleviates that the most?
I think conversation probably, like being able to have open conversation, things like this, like being able to talk to people. I think the more we as board members are at events and we are available and having conversation with the school community, I think that is very important, because then hopefully that piece is not there as much, and people will feel comfortable and not that intimidation piece.
Yeah, and the more I've gotten to know you, I mean, you're absolutely delightful, and it's not because we're in the car together. But there's so many people. I mean, I have a connection to Oak Crest because that's where I started teaching, and I know so many people that are there still. And it's like you have a lot of your husband as well, are well-respected people in our community. And I think, I'm just thinking, what could I do? I could be more assertive in making sure that when I'm around you guys, I could, as a director, I could introduce you to more people and say, hey, this is Bettina. You should really get to know her. Or like, how would you like to have a conversation with her? Like, she's really fantastic. How do you manage your own wellness?
I mean, trashy TV, like you said before, coffee, lots of it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is the real stuff. Yeah, yeah. Yes and yes.
Yeah. I mean, I really rely on my phone calendar a lot because my kids have a lot of activities and our family does too. I try to make time for exercise. I typically fail, but try to make time for that. But yes, I will say I do have a lot of different activities and things like that that I want to make sure I'm scheduling, and otherwise it does feel a little overwhelming from time to time because when you have a lot going on, it can feel like, how am I ever going to get through all of this?
Yeah.
I think just making sure that we have a great schedule. Yeah. And I will say we usually schedule some like do nothing time. Like our family will schedule some blocks of time that's our like do nothing afternoon.
What do you hope people will say that you contributed the most, or what's the biggest impact you want to have and serve as a service to our district?
That's a good question. I just hope that people feel like I made a difference and that people feel heard and that inclusivity, I think that's very important. I think that we are already on this awesome trajectory of, making sure that our district is on the map and like things like this, but I just want to be a part of that. And I just hope that people are continuing to feel like they are a part of this team and not just along for the ride, but that they're really, a true team member with all of this. Yeah.
The one thing that I could say to that is this. Everything that I know about you and have learned about you and your family, you have been involved in Beach Park District from the very beginning. Your children have gone through the schools. You've been actively involved as a parent in the buildings, whether it be PTO, in the band, doing the boosters, the activities, doing the volunteer time. And it's almost a natural progression for the service that you have for our district that, of course, you're now a board member. Right. And based on your previous performance, your historical performance in the district, so many people look at you and your family and the service that you have done with such gratitude. And your commitment, I think, is unwavering. And it's not it's not a show. It's just who you are as a human being. And it's so commendable. It's just remarkable to have a parent in our district and to have so many more people that we don't really know doing all this service. So I want to personally say thank you for all the work that you've done historically. It's not about serving on the board. You have refused to let Beach Park District fail in whatever capacity had the greatest impact for you and your family. And that is profound. You don't find that everywhere. It's obvious you have an unwavering commitment to the district. I can only imagine that the end game, once you're done serving as a board member, the continued impact you have had in this position, but I don't see you leaving it behind either. Like you're kind of always going to be a piece of this, which is just amazing. Is there anything else you want to share with the community before we end our trip?
I don't think so. I will say I truly appreciate that. I 100%, love being a part of Beach Park District 3. If there's anything I can do for this community, it is my pleasure, absolutely. If there's something that someone needs, absolutely. I have a hard time saying no, obviously. But again, it's just something I truly enjoy.
Yeah.
So, our family loves to be involved in various things, and it's truly something that we like to do because getting to know people, understanding, it's just, I don't know, it's part of what we do. So it's not coming. Well, but
It's coming out perfect. It's coming out perfectly.
But I just, it's something that we have committed to because we enjoy doing it, but we don't have I mean, me personally, I don't have any other, like, it's hard to imagine what the end goal is because I don't know what that will look like.
Yeah.
I just want to see other people be successful. I want to see the district be successful. Whatever part in that I have, great, but I don't know what that looks like for me.
I think it boils down to just leaving it better than when I found it. You've heard
Absolutely.
people say
Yes.
that,
Yeah.
right? Like
Truly.
people just say, and that's the same for me. It's just, I want to continue to work in a capacity to build, I want to give as much back to Beach Park District 3 as I feel that they've given to me throughout my career. Outside of it providing my livelihood, it's just like children and education fill my heart. And it doesn't matter what role you play in the district. It's the same with you. You're having this impact on our community and our kids. And it's amazing. And there's no possible way with that kind of conviction we can't do what we're doing right now and not leave it better.
Yes, absolutely.
Isn't that so cool?
Yes,
It's so cool, man.
yes. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yes. And I will say, like, I always knew I wanted to help people, but I didn't know what that capacity would look like. So getting into HR, helping people, that's what this looks like for me
Yeah.
from a work perspective, from a volunteer perspective. Helping people is something I've always wanted to do. So community-wise, other things, like if it's helping people, that's what I want to do. That's my commitment. And, and if it's not that, then I don't want to be involved in it.
You have a
So,
broad you have
that's
a,
it.
a
So,
broad reach.
yeah.
So I look forward to your continued work in our district.
Yeah,
I look
me too.
forward to our continued relationship and how
Absolutely.
we can come together and build great things. So I want to just wrap by saying thank you for this time with me. Thank you for this time with our community. I hope that this continues to reach so many people, our families, our students, our staff. They're going to love this. I want to say to our staff, anyone that's watching, thank you so much for your commitment to our district. Thank you for the hard work that you do every day. None of your work goes unnoticed, not by the Board of Education, not by Dr. Wilcox, our superintendent, not by the district office, not by your administrator in the building, and certainly not by the people who you work with every single day in your building. We discussed just watching staff come and support other staff members, and we continue to look forward to having this opportunity to recognize all the hard work that we're doing. I would encourage our parents, if you're watching, the door is open to our district. Please come in. You just got to walk into the front door and say, how can I give back to my building? You're going to love it, I promise. Our buildings are all welcoming, and the doors are absolutely open. I want to thank everyone again for watching Beach Park Beyond the Bell. Thank you for HR in the Car. I want to encourage everyone to like and subscribe, follow our channels. You can find us on all the social media platforms. And if you have any comments about what you want to see, if you want to see a change in the performance as far as the layout of the podcast, if you want me to bring on some guests, I'll call them and see if they'd like to join me. If you personally want to be on Beyond the Bell podcast, please reach out. I send out a Google form every Monday. We drop different episodes every Monday. We've got these special episodes called HR in the Car that I cannot wait to start getting out. You're going to see those start rolling out in January. I hope your holidays were great. Thank you for all your hard work, and anything on the way out.
No, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So thank you, Tevin.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We did it. Yeah, we did it.
Man, oh man.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Was it pressure?
Oh, it was a little.
Was it? I was
Man.
trying to make it easy.
Oh my.